All right, so you probably clicked on this video because, well, you're wondering if your niche sucks, or you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you want to make sure it doesn't suck. Well, I'm glad that you clicked on this video because that's what I'm going to share with you. And I want to share with you 5 warning signs that a niche just might not be good. And if you're listening to this and you're like, Scott, it's niche. Well, I call it niche because I like to say riches are in the niches. So there's my explanation on that, all right? But I actually got some notes here. I got a little cheat sheet. I've got 5 warning signs that if I was to choose a new niche, or if I was struggling in a niche, I would want to look and see, is this the reason? All right, so let me get started here. The very first thing that a lot of people don't do is they don't do the research. Now, you might be noticing here, I'm standing out in front of this home and I'm technically, I'm here on the lake. This is an Airbnb property that I own. And the reason why I'm here is, well, I'm doing some content creation here, but also this is a great example of when you are choosing to go into real estate, you want to do your research. You want to do your research. If you don't do your research, if I buy this in a bad location, it doesn't matter where I am, it's not going to get rented, right? So you can build a YouTube channel, but if there's no audience there, there's no proof, then you're probably going to struggle. Okay, so when I bought this house, I did a lot of research to say, hey, are people wanting to come here and stay on this lake? And it just happens that they do. They do want to go on this lake. So I did the research. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to do your research, all right? And to do the research, it's pretty simple on YouTube. Has anyone else done it? Has anyone else already created a channel on what you want to create your channel on? Has the market, has the niche been validated? That's what we want to know. And that's what, I mean, right now, like I have a channel called Brand Creators. Okay, it's all about selling e-commerce type products, but it's really right now focused on Etsy. Well, guess what? I went ahead and did some research and I saw there's people out there looking for help on Etsy and people that are selling on Etsy. So that's what I did. I did my research. I found channels that had already somewhat succeeded. I saw that the views were there, right? So I did the research. So what you want to do is you want to have proof. You don't want to be like people are like, yeah, but if I build this house and I put it on a lake, people are going to want to rent it out. That's not true. If there's no activities around the home, no one's going to care to go there. Maybe a handful of people, but you have to have something that draws the people, or there has to already be interest there. So that's what we want to do, is we want to do that research. So that's what we do when we're doing, YouTube channels, okay? We want to do that research. So that's the first thing. Do your research. Make sure that you get validation. I know a lot of people are like, yeah, but I want to be the first one in this niche. No, you don't. You want to know that people are already looking for it and people are already viewing it. Now, there's some other things here too that are going to come into validation that comes to money. And I'm going to share with really important, because if you're doing this channel, most likely you're wanting to make some money, right? So let's get into number 2. Number 2 is, are there any affiliate products that you can sell? Now, you might be saying, well, Scott, what do you mean affiliate products? If you're new to the game of online business, you can basically, anything on Amazon, by the way, you could be an affiliate for, meaning that you can recommend something. Like right now, I can recommend, and I have done this, I'm recommending that you get this Osmo. I have an Osmo. I'm holding it right now. It's kind of like a selfie stick, but it kind of glides around with you, right? So it's a nice little tool. You can buy this through my link in the description and I'll get a commission for it, okay? Small commission, but it's something. So are there products in that niche that you can lead people to, okay? But again, you're not gonna just start the business because you wanna lead people to a whole bunch of products. That's not what it's about either. But you do wanna know that there is potential there to be able to make money. Like, yes, unless you're totally like, you know what, I just want to do this as a hobby, I don't care about making money at it, then great, knock yourself out. But most people want to make money. So what they're not doing is they're not looking at the proof of the views. So if you don't have attention, if you don't have traffic, you're not going to get anybody to go over to those affiliate products, right? If there was no one looking to start a YouTube channel, I also talk to people that are over 40 about starting a channel. So if there wasn't anybody that was looking for that, it would be really hard for me to lead people to products, right? So if I get people to watch this video, which you're watching right now, there's a chance you might go in the description and click on that link. And you're like, well, Scott just helped him with this video. Of course I want to go through the link and I'll buy him a cup of coffee. Great, awesome. So that's the second thing. You want to make sure that there's already products being purchased in that niche, okay? A great example of this is like there's contractors out there, and I shot a whole video on this, like why contractors must start a YouTube channel, because there's so many tools that they're using, right? Like if I was going to show you how to build that deck back there, okay? If I was going to show you how to build that because I'm a contractor, I'm going to have a skill saw, I'm going to have a drill gun, I'm going to have different saws, all of these different things, right? I'm going to lead you to those products because you're like, well, I want to use the tools he's using, okay? So affiliate products, you want to make sure that there's affiliate products that are being offered for sale, okay? This third thing, and this is another one, this isn't a must, but to me it is a warning sign. Is there anyone right now that would be willing to sponsor a video? Okay, now what I mean is, if you build the audience of people that are watching, let's say that you get people that watch 1,000 views on a video, okay? And I know a lot of people are like, well, don't you need 1 million views? No. If you have 1,000 people in your niche that are super targeted, okay? Super targeted. Like let's say that you teach people how to, let's go over here real quick. You teach people how to kayak, right? You teach people how to kayak. Okay, well, number one, the kayak, you can go on Amazon and find a kayak that you like and you can lead people there and you can make a commission on that kayak, okay? Or maybe it's the holder for the kayaks, or maybe the one that goes on the Jeep, right? All of those things. But the other thing is, there's gonna be companies that wanna get in front of those people. They'll pay you, okay? And I've had sponsorships around $1,000, and on those videos that were sponsored, were like 5,000 views. So $1,000, imagine that. You shoot a video just like I'm doing right now and you get paid $1,000 from a sponsor. Boom, just like that, okay? So if you don't have sponsorship potential there, like think about it. If you had an audience, would someone in a business want to get in front of that audience? That's the question you gotta answer for yourself. And let me know in the comments too, if this is pertaining to you, if this is helpful. If it is helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. That would be awesome. All right, so moving on, number 4. This is a big one as well. Is there something that you can give away in exchange for an email address? All right, I'm gonna give you an example on how I'm doing it for this channel, all right? But I'm also going to have you start thinking through it in your own niche, okay? And the reason why this is important is if you can build an email list, you are going to be able to sell people products or services, okay, that are in that niche, okay? And I'm gonna say this without sounding like I'm bragging, because I'm not a bragger, but I've been doing this over 15 years online, and I've produced and generated millions of dollars through email, just email, okay? Off the back of YouTube traffic. So YouTube traffic, we get the attention, right? And then now we have them on our email list, and now we can send them more things, and we're not reliant on the algorithm, okay, in YouTube. But the email list is big, okay? I actually shot a video. I'll link that up in the description as well. But I did a whole video on how I collect emails and how I set it up and all of that stuff. And also, if you want to see how this works, I actually have a free 100K YouTube creators business plan that I put together. It's a 100K. It's the plan that I have used, which goes through a lot of this stuff. If you want that, just go in the comments and put 100K. Okay, just in the comments, put 100K, and I'll send you a copy of that. Okay, and you'll see how this works. So see what I just did there? I'm willing to give you something. It's a 19-page guide for free in exchange for your email address, and then I will be able to message you and say, hey, we're doing another live stream, or hey, we're going to do a workshop, or I can follow up with you. So how would you do this if you were in the kayaking space, right? Well, maybe you have 10 locations that you must visit, right? And you're going to put that into a guide. Or maybe it's 10 tips to kayak on a river. Maybe because you're going to go on a river and it's going to be like whitewater rafting kind of thing, or whitewater kayaking, I guess would be the thing, right? So that's what you would do. You'd be like, hey, and you'd be giving them tips just like I am right now. And you'd be like, and hey, by the way, if you want to get my 10 tips for mastering the river, put whatever, river in the comments and I'll send it to you. And that's what you would do, okay? So it happens for anything. If you're a gardener, here's my 10 tips to grow bigger tomatoes, right? Here's 10 tips to have a greener lawn, like whatever. And then you would create that as a lead magnet, okay? We call that a lead magnet because it attracts the right people, and then they come on your email list, and then you get to follow up with those people over time, okay? And then the last one is, this is a big one. If you don't have passion, for this thing, I would tell you to hold off. I would not do that, because what's going to happen is when you first get started, you are going to struggle with views. You're going to struggle with building your email list. You're going to be struggling with making any money. And you need to stay motivated. The way you stay motivated is you go into a niche that you're truly passionate about. You truly want to help that audience. And if you do that, you're not going to want to give up. You're going to want to keep at it and keep going, all right? Because it's super, super important that you do that, all right? Now, one of the big things is once you get all this worked out, the first way that you're going to be able to get attention is to create videos that are going to grab your audience's attention. And it starts with a title. And what I did here for you is I shot another video that goes over 10 titles that have worked for me in this brand, but in the other brands that I've built. So if you want to watch that video, go right here. I'm going to go ahead and put that video up so you can go ahead and watch that one. I'm going to walk through 10 titles that'll get you attention and get your audience wanting to watch and keep watching. Watch that video next, and I'll see you there.